Hello everyone, it's Tom here from Tech Nexus. How you going? Hope you had a great Monday. So into the second day of our week and second video for the week, we're going to jump out of plant and have a play around with advanced steel for a while. If anyone's been following, I've got an Area 3 equipment model in my project, and this reboiler or exchanger, whatever you want to call it, is sitting high up in the air. So if I look from my front view, then you can see it's up, I think around a couple meters or so. So we need to do a steel frame for it for it to sit on. So what I'm going to do is kick off that frame in advanced steel. So first we need to work out where the model is going to sit in relation to the normal model 00. So I'm going to xref in on our plant project. So YouTube demo, plant models, Area 3 equipment model. Do it as an overlay. Don't need to specify, so scale is 1:1 and insertion point is 0, 0, 0. So when I zoom extends now, I can see that is where my equipment is going to live. And if I turn on my view cube and switch to top view, then you can see in relation to 0, 0. So if I draw a line from 0, 0, then it's somewhere out here as well. So what we can do from that is work out where we sort of want to place our first sort of grids. And for me, I like to sort of go old school, so I can see that it's on an X value of 25. So that means this endpoint here is at a value of 2500. And I might want my platform to maybe start somewhere around here. So let's bring it up about 8 meters. So this is going to be the center of my platform and maybe where our grids are going to be living as well. Now we can place some grids up here, so a building grid, or we can go into the objects and you've got options for a building grid, single axis, grid with 4, and then you can grid with groups by distance, curved grid, and doing a level symbol, but I don't really want to do any of those. I'm going to start it off myself manually first. And if I look at the top view, so I'm coming off the center of this back about 2 meters. It's probably a bit of overkill for now, but we're going to work out we might only need about 900 to have someone walk up and down that as well. And I'm going to do 1 meter on the other side. So this is going to be the beginning of my grid here. And then if I go to top view again, so we want to come back, let's say 5 meters. So it gives us enough also some pull space if we've got shell and tube reboiler where we can pull any of the tubes out. So that's going to be the beginning of my grid. So now I can do the grid command, and there we have it there. So you can leave this, it's got 4 grids on it. So if you really wanted to, you can come back in here and delete certain ones. And then you can see that advanced steel is just going to pick the ones that you deleted. I only need the corners, so from here I can start placing my structural members. And then let's kick off with, let's do just some columns. So on each corner, 2, 3, 4, enter, and then it's not a UB, I want it to be a UC, and let's make it the biggest 250. It's probably a bit big. Let's get down to 200s. Okay. So this is going to be the beginning of our structure for this reboiler. So it's not going to be that high. We can play around with all of this later. I'm going to detach the equipment model, and I'm going to do a save as on this on our desktop because it is going to be similarly named to the structural model, but we're going to append, put a suffix of AS at the end. So it's an area 03, it's a structural model, it's drawing number 1, and I'm going to put AS at the end for advanced steel. As usual, this is the standard way to get things from advanced steel into Plant 3D so that it does get flattened properly. Now that I've completed that, I'm going to save and close off the model and subsequently advanced steel. Now we get into the whole procedure of importing that to Plant 3D. So I'll right click on here on the area, copy drawing to project, go to my desktop, select the file, and it copies it over. So that will take just a second or so. You can see there it is. So now if I right click and I XREF that into my equipment model, we can already get an idea on what that equipment structure is going to be like. Now I can jump back into advanced steel, and instead of working off my desktop, obviously we can now work on that file in its new location. So you can get the interoperability between disciplines. You just have to be strict with how some of the rules have to be set up. So if I go to open files, and I'll let Advanced Steel think for a second, and then I go to C drive, YouTube demo, plant models, area 3, Advanced Steel. Okay. And then I'm going to place some of these beams in here now. Now I need to get an idea on the levels. If I just get an ID of the bottom of this member, so it's at 1400 high. A couple of ways you could do this. I'm going to show you one that I can start on here. So I'm just going to go from point to point on the base, and it's a UB, 250. Let's make it a small UB, and the positioning we're going to make the top middle. And I know that this is going to be 1400 high. So then I lift it up 1400, and there's the level that our equipment is going to be sitting on. So I do the same thing as I did before. Save it, close it, going back into Plant 3D, and then we can just go to the XREF and reload that file. And now you can see that we're slowly starting to build up that advanced steel model. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'll let you keep working on your project. So if you liked what you saw, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter for all of my daily updates on all of the videos that I'm doing on this project. It might be CAD, it might be Navisworks, or it might even be just some sort of data management that we'll look at as well eventually. So again, thanks for watching, and join me tomorrow where I'll cover something else in the collections on our project. See you later.